Joining me today to chat about winning Tattslotto is Chris Haggart, independent financial advisor and partner at IWP. G'day, Chris.
G'day, Cameron.
How are you, mate?
How much have I won?
You won. Well, this week, I think it's 20 mil this week.
Okay.
So you won $20 million.
Awesome.
Let's imagine it's Saturday night.
Okay. When's it hitting my bank account?
I think it actually takes about a week or so. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
So,
So
you've
can I
got
come back
an
in a
extra
week.
week.
Or like,
Yeah. No. It's hit your bank account. You won. Do you actually buy Tattslotto tickets, Chris?
I do.
Do you?
Surprisingly, because it's not the most financially sound decision.
One in 33 million chance.
Occasionally it's like, well, yeah.
As you know, Chris, we have a few clients that have won Tattslotto.
Mm-hmm.
So we see them all the way through this process, and so I think it'd be worth sort of explaining what this process looks like for those clients, because I know probably the overriding feeling that all of them have is joy and excitement, right? Like this is amazing. The other thing they have in common is this uncertainty about what they're going to do.
Well, it changes everything, doesn't it?
Yeah.
This is the there's an unspoken litmus test here that says, have you been doing the things that are aligned with who you are as a person up until this point? And I would say for the predominance of the population, that answer is no.
Yeah.
So which brings along that, well, what do I do now?
Yeah.
Money is no object.
Yes, because I'm now safe
Correct.
from I don't need to work anymore, and I now have enough money to do whatever I want to do for the rest of my life, right?
Yep.
So what do I now do? And it's really interesting, actually. I find that some people say they want to keep working. Some people say that they're going to change their life and do different things. And I think it's not the same for everyone.
It's not.
No.
Absolutely not.
Would you tell the people around you?
No. I'm quite a private person, but perceptions.
Which is probably uncomfortable when I ask you to say you've just won $20 million.
Yeah, but I haven't
because it's actually
won
happened.
$20 million. Well, I haven't. I haven't.
No, you haven't.
What's Luke's thing? It's like, you won't know, but there'll be signs.
When it comes to working a Porsche or something.
Yeah, exactly.
I wouldn't buy the car thing.
No.
It's so far from who I am.
Yeah. I don't think I would initially. I probably would over time. But anyway, that's by the by. What was your question?
I can't remember. I think what we should do actually is we should talk through how to frame up the decisions that you now get to make.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So I think once you've obviously decided to come and speak to us, then we sit down and have those deeper discussions. What does it actually mean? Like, what is actually important to you? Because money now is no object. You can do whatever you like. So you can do all those conversations that we have all had. And if we won $20 million, like, what are you moving homes? Like, yeah, are you continuing to work? Like, most people go towards, all right, I buy a house, a lifestyle property, whether it be beach or property or beach or country. I meant, those sorts of financial decisions, and then what? Set up my family.
Yep.
Help those around me.
Yep.
And then the question set, and then what? Like, these are all things that you would do with your money.
Things. Yep.
Not how would you change your life? Like, I think that's the important question. How, not what are you doing with the money? How are you changing your life?
Yeah, that's right. So because as good financial advisors, once we know, I suppose, the how and the why you want to do things, and allowing people the freedom to dream about what their life could look like, then it's about mapping it out, right? So, and I guess also it's about building out an investment plan and a wealth plan that then suits what people actually talk about that they want to do.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just thinking that that's where it starts to, and I talk about this with new clients relatively often, that we act at the intersection of tax planning, financial planning, and life planning. So that intersection, if I was thinking about that as a Venn diagram, that overlap of who you are from what
Yep.
you want out of your life, and then we start to think about, well, how does the traditional financial planning fit in? Like, how do we start to overlay that? And I think you've kind of said already. The word safety, in terms of, I guess, how we bucket approach, I guess, this type of plan for people going forward. Safety being the first bucket, which is a roof over your head that no one can take away, and enough money that you feel comfortable sleeping at night, that no matter what happens, you've got a liquid source of funds to draw on to cover that. So,
Or several roofs over your head.
yeah, well, whatever that may be for you, essentially. And then it's about filling the second bucket, which is your lifestyle bucket. Do you have enough money that you need for the rest of your life? And not always. I have had this conversation with clients where $20 million might not be enough, but I'd probably say for most people that should be enough. And then it's about legacy. Like, what's bigger than you? What's important?
And just, I think what might be helpful for people here is to think about how the maths work too, right? So the first bucket, like, let's use the $20 million because that's where we started. So the first bucket may well be, well, we've got $20 million here. We own a home. We want to stay there, but maybe we'd like to have a lifestyle property on the beach.
Yep.
And maybe that costs, I don't know, let's call it $3 million, $4 million maybe. And so you go spend the $4 million. You don't do it straight away. You take your time. None of this happens quickly. It all happens slowly because you've got to get used to the idea. But you take your time doing that. You spend the $4 million on your lifestyle property. So you're still living in the same home. Maybe you want to do some renovations or something, fix it up, make it nice, all the things you wanted to do. Maybe you wanted a pool, I don't know, tennis court, whatever. So you do all those things. Maybe you've spent $4 or $5 million doing that. So you've got $15 million left. The other thing that needs to be replaced for most people, and for most people, they're not going to work anymore to earn an income to pay off their mortgage, obviously.
Correct.
So maybe they are still going to work or they're doing something else, but they shouldn't have to rely on that income because they now have the choice not to.
Yep.
So then what we try to do is work backwards, right? So we would probably say, well, if we're going to do this and we're working backwards and you want to live off, let's call it $200,000 or $300,000 a year, right? If we take tax out of that, maybe it's back to 200. You then need an investment strategy that is set up in such a way to be able to deliver that money to you so you don't have to worry about working.
Correct.
That investment strategy is going to be different for everyone. It depends upon what people enjoy doing. It also depends upon how much influence they want to have on that. But, maybe quite simply, if we just keep it simple, and we have never done it this way, but just so it's simple, term deposits currently paying 5%, Chris.
Yeah.
Right. So, $200,000 a year, you might need 4 million, 5 million in term deposits. Okay. So now you've got, how much money have I spent so far?
10.
And then the rest, you've now got $10 million in legacy assets. Now, when we talk to people about legacy assets, what we actually mean by that is they're the assets that you can use to help other people. Usually where people start is the people that are close to them.
Correct. Yep.
Their family.
Yep.
Usually. Or, their neighbor or someone who helped them when they were younger or, whoever it might be. Usually that's about, well, I'll pay their mortgage is typically what we hear, right?
Yep.
I'll pay their mortgage off.
Yep.
So that might be different for everyone. There's different ways of doing that. You can functionally go and take the money and go put it into their mortgage and it's no longer gone. And what we talk to people about when they do that is you have to treat that as a gift.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, once it's in their bank account,
Yeah, it's all over. Yep.
that's not yours.
Yep.
Yeah. So you have to let it go. If they choose to take your mortgage repayment and go to the casino with it, that's their
That's
choice.
their prerogative. Yeah, you've got
Yeah.
there's no strings attached to that.
No, there is not. No. There are other ways to do it, but other ways come with additional complications.
Yep.
But you can invest your $10 million to kind of generate a level of income and a level of money that would then provide enough money over a period of time to continue to help people.
Yeah, correct.
And then helping people from a deeper purpose as well. So we talked about, in the past, we've talked about PAFs, so philanthropic funds, or using the money in such a way to be able to help people that are broader than you.
Yep. And I think it's then about those goals and wants and helping them. How do you best structure things to deliver that? Because as you said, it's going to be different for everyone. So what structures that look like? I know I'm getting into the technical aspect of advice here, which we probably wanted to avoid, but
No, I'm okay. Let's do that. Yeah.
You know, asset protection is important. Tax planning is important. Who has control? Like, what happens in an estate scenario if you happen to pass? Like, what happens to it on that front? Is there a complicated family dynamic? Is it a split family? Like, there's a whole series of complicating factors that you need to either adjust or protect or account for.
Yeah.
That is also really important, and all of this is really stressful. If you're not in this all day, every day, and even if you are in this all day, every day, especially
which is why
if
you've appointed
got,
me as your financial advisor.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, that's
especially
right.
if you've got like a complicated family dynamic, then what? And this is exactly why I wouldn't tell anyone. It's like I don't need perceptions changing. I've actually thought about this.
I think, but they do. I
They
mean,
do. Yeah.
you think about what we just talked about. If you've got legacy money, you want to help people because particularly you're that sort of person. You want to pay off people's mortgages because you know they're struggling.
Yep.
You know, one person's mortgage might be 800,000, another person's mortgage might be 200,000.
Yep.
Like, it just doesn't mean you love them any less. You just
Correct.
want to help them, right?
Yep.
But then the person who got the 200,000 might feel like he or she is only
Yep. That's not fair.
25% of the
Yeah.
800, right?
Yep.
Like, he only doesn't love me as much as this
Yep.
other person. Like, there's all of
Yep.
this other emotional dynamic that comes with money,
Yep.
and particularly when you're giving it away, that is just really challenging.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it just becomes, I think, for many people, like, there's rarely a family dynamic that is straightforward.
No, that's right.
So, we're, 3 people and there's politics. So it's just one of those elements. But yeah, look, that it's really about trying to make sure that all of the various aspects are being treated with the respect, or at least the consideration that they deserve, depending on your specific set of circumstances. Yeah.
And that's almost impossible to do by yourself.
It's not.
Yeah, so having some guiding principles for how you want this to be, and being able to come back to those guiding principles, which we help people build at the start, being able to come back to those guiding principles when decisions need to be made is really, really important. Because
it's critical.
Yeah,
because you can't make good long-term. It's like think about this. You can't make good long-term decisions without the strategic plan or those guardrails being in place, because you've got nothing to benchmark against.
And when those guardrails aren't in place, and you see and hear about this all the time, people end up, you hear this phrase, blowing it.
Yep.
So
that's actually statistically the more likely outcome.
Yeah. Because they don't know what to do with it.
Yep.
And, they feel uncomfortable with it, and it's come with baggage or whatever it is, and people just blow it.
Yep.
I had a client once, a very long time ago, that blew it. Yeah. And that was really sad. It was just after 18 months, it was all gone.
It's interesting because there's a psychological impact that then follows you for the rest of your life with that.
I had all this money and
I had all this money and now it's gone. Yep.
Yeah. That's pretty sad.
It is.
Is there anything else on this topic that we want to sort of walk people through, Chris?
No, I just think it's I always kind of come back. I don't necessarily think this is about a Tattslotto aspect.
No, it's a windfall, isn't it? Yeah.
Or just generally in terms of like making sure that you are being considerate in terms of how you approach your financial decisions and how that interacts with you from a life perspective. Because, you know, whether it might be it's not Tattslotto, it might be an inheritance.
Yeah.
Yeah. It could, like you said, could be a windfall. It might just be you bought Bitcoin and like it went really well.
Forgot
and
about
you
it for 4
sold
years.
it. Yeah,
Put
correct.
your head under the pillow.
Yep.
And you came back, and then all of a sudden it's worth millions. Yep.
Your friction, your life friction or your financial friction is significantly reduced if you have those, I guess, elements of your life more aligned, because you're straightened up from a strategic standpoint and in terms of how you're actually living and, I guess, acting in the world. The more those things are close to each other, when you come across these moments, there's less room for error, essentially. So we all like to sit here and talk about this as what if I won Tattslotto? But it's not about just winning that specific set of circumstances. The philosophy and the approach and the complexities of your life haven't changed at all.
No.
Whether you've got the money or not. So you should be trying to do the best thing that you can, which is align all those elements and be thoughtful and considerate about making sure that they're aligned, no matter what the set of circumstances are. So this is just, I guess, a mechanism for us to, I suppose, talk about that in a easy conversation, because everyone goes, Lotto's at 50 million. What would you do with the money? Like, let's all go in as an office, and we'll all get $2 million. And you will look at like who's quitting on Monday. If
maybe we should buy a ticket.
Yeah,
Imagine if we won, and no one turns up.
I'd be happy for if that happened for the people, because they'd be wanting to. That's what they want to do with their lives.
One thing I think about there is, what if you weren't at work on that day that decision is made?
To the decisions made?
So like, I don't know, like we haven't done it for a while, but like 3 or 4 months ago, it's the $50 million draw.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You just weren't there, so you didn't put the money in, and so you've got.
Well,
you're
that's
dividing
been
the
me
50.
a couple of times, and I was filthy. I was like, if this gets up,
Are you then? I can't remember what was decided.
No,
you weren't included.
You had to have paid.
Oh, that's right. I made that rule. That seems fair.
Which I think is fair. You can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't. Anyway.
Oh, hang on.
So,
hang on. I'm here.
Yep.
Oh, don't forget about me.
Well,
we forgot about you.
Well, I was just like thinking about that going.
We're an extra $1 million
It's
richer.
like, imagine if you. Yeah. This is like, it would just be like. I would look at that and go,
But you're the only one coming back
a missed
into work.
opportunity. Like, it's like just missed opportunity in terms of like, just as I think about this, like, what could you do? How can that then mean you can like leverage your aspect into the world?
I actually did come across, this was a very long time ago again, I came across someone that I spoke to at the time who had won Tattslotto, but there was a team member that didn't go to work on that day,
but would have bought a ticket otherwise.
Always put money in.
You have to.
They didn't.
Yep. I would look at past behaviour and say, were they just because they were sick that day doesn't seem fair. But
that's harsh.
It is harsh, but there's got to be some boundaries somewhere.
Sure. All right. Well, thanks, mate. Appreciate your time on this one.
No worries.
This is the dinner party conversation, I guess, isn't it?
It is.
I do often, because people know what I do. As a financial advisor, people do ask me, "Oh, so what would you do if you won Tattslotto?"
Hang on. You've asked me. So what would you do?
What would I do? How much did I win?
20 million.
20 mil. Right. Honestly, I think I would keep doing what I'm doing now. I really like this job. I really like being a part of IWP and changing people's lives. I would definitely hire a decent financial advisor. So I see what one of the other guys are doing out there.
Great, I love that. That I'm like, yeah, I'll go to you, Cameron. Cameron's like, yeah, sorry, Chris. Delete.
Oh, set that up.
All right, well, I know where this is going. All right, podcast over. Thank you. I'm going home now.
No, I would definitely use someone else to do the work.
thanks, you said
We'd probably keep doing what we're doing. You know, maybe the holiday house thing is a thing, I suppose, but invest it appropriately and then just look to help people as I can. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
There's a lot of people out there who need it.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a whole nother topic.
That's right. It is. Well, again, thank you, mate. I appreciate you coming in and then choosing me as your financial advisor. That's great.
Well, not anymore. Not after that. Trust gone.
Thanks for walking through this one. We get asked this question all the time, so we thought we'd do a podcast about it. See you all next week.